Hello, Apps here from Dimp Digital, and welcome to our 2020 gaming preview. Some people saying it's too late. 2020 has already kicked off. I say I agree with yous, but we never do things on time here at Dimp Digital. I'm not going to be sitting here babbling all by myself, so I'm sure you'll be pleased to hear that. But I'm going to be joined by the current reigning and defending Dimp Digital Gaming Quiz Champion, a 3-time winner of that competition, 2016, 2017 and 2019. And he's also been on the winning Fantasy Gaming League team since 2017. He's never lost when he's been a team member. But he's been demoted to second pick somehow in an unbelievable turn of events during the Fantasy Gaming League draft. It's Tom Adkins, not Adcock. How's it going?
Hello, mate. I am frivolous. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's a sweet end and start, 2019 to 2020. You go out on a high of the quiz, you get your little Quiz Shield award, couldn't believe his luck. And then when the draft comes along, you find out you got people dropping you off the first pick.
Unbelievable. When he
all
said,
because of fucking data.
He said Tom, and I thought, oh, another year with him, for fuck's sake. And then he says Adcock, and I went, right, hang on a minute.
Not having that.
Yeah, get me in your team now. No, unbelievable. He thinks he's got the data, but I ain't too sure.
I'm not too sure either.
But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, unbelievable turn events. I think I've been first pick every time.
Yeah, you have. I think it's the first time you haven't been. So.
Oh, the high school jock gets demoted.
Yeah, that's not right, really. But there you go. It can't be helped. We're here to talk through what's hopefully going to happen in 2020, gaming wise. I'm going to use the Fantasy Gaming League teams just to sort of base it around, and there's a shitload people have missed, so we'll pick up a few games as well. Obviously, we've got the Xbox One Series X launching later this year, and also the PlayStation 5, so I'm sure we'll talk about that as well. Rumours of a new Switch Pro Edition, rumours of other shit going on, Project X Cloud for Xbox in the streaming space, and obviously Stadia went live last year, so I'm sure we'll get to a little bit on each of those, but we're going to spend a lot of our time speaking about the games. The games themselves. That's what it is all about. And we're using Paper's team, who you are not on. You are not on Paper's team this year. And those of you that had followed the fantasy gaming drafts will know what the teams are. But we're going to run through the majority of the games on there. There's some tit on there that I don't think deserves to be spoken about in terms of a preview, so we're going to skip over it. Yep. But the number one pick that landed in Paper's team was Resident Evil 3.
Ooh.
So this is a big one. Now, if you'd asked me this 3 years ago, I would have gone, well, it's probably going to be decent, but I don't really know. But then after Resident Evil 2 last year, crimey.
Good Lord.
Now there's hype coming in for this.
Yeah.
I think we had a slight delay. It's April the 3rd now, isn't it, 2020?
Yes,
so it got knocked back a little bit, but that's not too bad. It's still going to come this year unless something disastrously goes wrong.
No.
What's your thoughts? Because we know we've got an enhanced version of Mr. X that's going to be walking around. Yeah. This time it's going to be Nemesis. And there's going to be some online multiplayer there. Resident Evil, what's it called? Resistance.
So that is what we thought we was getting. They announced that, didn't they?
I thought it was going to be a separate game,
Yeah, I think that's what they tried to trick us and say, right, this is, instead of, we've done the success of Remaker 2, we know you want 3, we ain't telling you yet, but we've got this new game called Project Resistance. Everyone's like, fair.
I was thinking,
I'd milk that engine.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking, go on, do what you have to do. And then, showed a couple of trailers. I think they even had a alpha or a beta about it.
Right.
But then, I can't remember where it wasn't long ago. Was it Game Awards or
probably
stuff, something like that? And all of a sudden they just said, oh yeah, here's a new trailer for the Project Resistance. This is the campaign, and everyone's like, oh, it's got a campaign. And all of a sudden, boom!
Yeah.
Alas, here it comes. And I've got to say, I am super hyped for it. I never did complete the third one on PlayStation. I sort of puffed that bit. So I never saw the end. But yeah, I did. He's obviously old nemesis. I did know a little bit about him. He pops up in one of the films as well, I think.
Oh, right, yeah, I think he does, yeah. Yeah, I can't remember which one now. I've actually seen them all, shamefully enough, over the years, but he is lurking. One of the big changes going back to the original is that there was multiple endings depending on choices made. Now they've stripped that out for Resident Evil 3.
Yep.
With Resident Evil 2, we had 2 campaigns that we could play through. Either Leon or was it Claire? It was Claire, yeah. Leon or
Mrs. Redfield
off Redfields, and there was no real decisions you made. It's just that the ending would be slightly different, and you'd have to play through both campaigns to get the full sort of mode. But what that meant was the game was probably about, rather than it being sort of 7-8 hours long, or maybe 9, it was closer to sort of 12 to 15.
Yeah,
you go back and do the second bit, but that will not be an option here in Resident Evil 3.
No, I saw a couple of little bullet points. I don't know if it was a developer on Twitter or something like that, and they sort of said that this game will be more action based, and then linear because of its single campaign.
Yeah.
And they were just talking about the advancements they've made in the AI to Nemesis, and just scares of shit. They said that they actually had to make a full scale Nemesis, like a person, and then to actually mocap it.
No, they didn't.
It's like, good.
Well, they wanted to do that as a fucking jolly up. They went to Alan, who's got all the money, as we know, and they went, Alan, we're having problems with this, and he was like, talk to me. He went, we need a full size Nemesis suit to mocap, and he went, I'll tell you what, I've got your back here, and they went and fucking piss up, I reckon, on that. Slashed up the fucking walls. But I'm interested to see. I think it'll be a similar sort of length to Resi 2. I think it'll be maybe a 10-hour jobby, and they're going to lean on the fact that it now has a multiplayer mode, which gives it endless delights.
Yeah, the multiplayer, I've got to say, did sound quite interesting. It was reminded me a bit of like a sort of Saw thing, where
because
one of them played sort of don't know what it was. Like he was just sort of constructing some traps.
That's it. You've got four players against one, basically, and the mastermind, or whatever they call them, can create traps, enemies. And I think they can take control of Mr. X, or I'm assuming Nemesis will be in it as well, because it'd be a bit silly just to have Mr. X and not Nemesis in it. But what makes me query all this stuff, and Resident Evil's never really made sense to me. I've never played them all. It's a bit all over the place story-wise, but here's my question. You got Leon and you got fucking Claire running around the police cop station. They're getting chased by Mr. X, who very, very scary. But we see that they've got this nemesis out there lurking. Why has he not been sent in to mop up all jobs? Yeah,
well, I think because as I believe, the story is almost parallel, I think, for the events of 2. Because when you're going through the police station, there's already gaping fucking holes in the walls, isn't there?
Yeah,
so I think you're supposed to believe that he's already come round and done all this shit first. Cool. But yeah, you're right. Where
get 2 of them and get rid of X. He's been dispatched of, so I don't need to worry about him.
But he's going to be up our arse. Certainly with that new trailer that just dropped.
The new trailer, it frightens me, because I saw the cunt sort of use like tentacles to get up a level. So I think just climbed up a fucking ladder and thought, right, he's going to be slow getting up there, because that's what X was. He was slow getting up and down things. But this fucker just got tentacles and stuck to the walkway they were on and got straight up. And I was like, right. And we know we can't kill him.
No, that's right. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, when they said about they're going to be focused more on action now, I hope they don't go too far into the Resi 6 realms.
Oh God, no!
Because that would be disastrous.
Disaster.
But I've got to say, Resident Evil 2's strength was its sort of survival horror elements, like just being in that fucking dark corridor with about 2 bullets and 6 cunts coming at you.
Yeah. It made you really sort of have to ration out your inventory, figure that out, and also ammo and weapons and stuff. So, yeah, I hope they don't go too far, because it will take away the charm of what made the second one good. But we'll see. We'll see.
It's at a good time now. We've had a couple of delays these last 2 days, so it is now in a space where it could get some time. Because I think
got breathing room. Yeah,
it was right next to another heavy hitter, and I was sitting there thinking, "Fucking hell, it'd be sitting there going, right, I've got to get this done so I can pump some time.
Yeah, I know. It's actually worked out in its favour because, to be honest, it's still, even though I'm excited to play it feels a bit too soon after 2.
Yeah. Well, so I read as well. I do a lot of reading, you see. Wow. Apparently, what they were going to do, the original plan was to release them both.
I heard that, yeah.
Yeah. So they were working on them both at the same time, and then can't remember, maybe something else come up, or something they was working on. They're like, right, we ain't getting both of these done. We're gonna have to split it in half. Can't remember the full facts, but yeah, that's what I heard. So.
I wasn't disappointed with 2's length. I thought it was it was a perfect sort of length for a single player survival horror game. You don't want to be 30 hours in that hellhole, 30 hours
of that
you?
cunt chasing you back in.
There has to be give and take with it, and I think it's just an accepted thing with these games. You sort of bang through them once or twice, and then you're like, I'm glad to get rid of that, to be honest, and get shot at that, but I'm pleased to have played it. But definitely got a lot more credence after 2. That was probably my favourite game from last year.
Yeah.
So it's certainly been one to look out for sure. So that's coming April. We've got that April the 3rd. Loving Life. Can't complain about that. And that's gonna probably get a bit of time.
Yeah.
Next one on Papers list. Doom Eternal. Delayed out of 2019. Hall's ship was already sinking. He was done anyway, but this finished him off. And then I think you got caught out by it as well, didn't you?
Absolutely stung me. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have come anywhere near the top, but it certainly would have got me the wooden spoon for the individuals. Yeah, and of all the games that I had, I think for this to be delayed, it was like, you're sitting there looking at all these brand new IPs and big AAA games that need to be polished, and then you've got Doom that's sort of, it looks good, really good, but it doesn't look too dissimilar from the first, so you're thinking, oh, well, they can't be spending too much time, and then fucking hell, they come out and delay this. Didn't they delay everything? Was it Bethesda? It was after a bit of a shit.
I think so, yeah. I think really after what 76 did, they've maybe like, we have to make sure this isn't even got a hint of shit in it, otherwise people are going to get on our asses. And well, that's what happens when you release Turt. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's too soon at all. But
no,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that hyped for it. It's not really making
I've got to say, so when I played it, like, I did really like 2016's Doom. I played it on the PC as well. I was a very Master Race man. And I loved everything about it. I thought it was a perfect length for a shooter. The music was awesome. The world and how it was really good. I played this Doom Eternal at EGX last year.
Oh yeah, you did, yes.
Yeah, so it does feel really good, but it doesn't feel too dissimilar from the first. It sort of just almost feels like a sort of a DLC with a few extra weapons.
Grappling hook, they're saying.
Yeah, Predator Claw. It's a little bit like that. But looking at the new trailers, it looks like they're sort of trying to sort of humanise the main character a bit. You can sort of see
his fucking eyes and face or something in the trailer. I was like, cool, Doomslayer, sacred, like Master Chief.
That's it. Yeah, I'm not sure if the old Doom naysayers, the naysayers, the real hero fans, they won't be happy with that. But
Kelly is that.
Yeah, it certainly looks a bit more grounded, the story, and sort of more, like character based. It looks like there's actually could be even like an antagonist in the game.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting, but gameplay wise, like I say, it doesn't seem to have strayed too far. Just sort of a bit more turned up to 11 maybe. But I think I will probably get it on day one maybe. But it's not one of the ones that I'm. If it got delayed again, I probably wouldn't be too bothered.
No,
it's not one I'm eagerly waiting, but I am quite hyped to play it, and I'm sure it'll be okay. I'm sure it'll be received well, but yeah.
I mean, it's actually, if you look on sort of the list of like release dates, it's probably the first one that I would like new game that I'd probably look at getting. In all honesty, like maybe as a day one jobby, maybe Dreams. I don't know. I don't know, but it's more of a game to play other people's games. It seems like.
Yeah.
This is currently penciled in for I think 20th of March, same day as they're bringing out Doom 64 as well.
Cool, yeah. I think because of the delay, I think if you pre-order it, you get that for free.
Oh right.
So it'd be interesting. But isn't there also another big game on that coming out that same day.
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Oh, so you can go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
You go fucking doomslaying.
It's funny enough. We might as well go into Animal Crossing New Horizons because you've been slagging it off. Dave Salmon fuming with you. You're calling it kids' games. You're saying it's for children, girls, all sorts of sexist and misogynistic, ageist things coming out your mouth.
That's it.
This ain't on the sniffometer for you, is it? It's dead.
It's fucking dead in the water. Now, I've got to say, in the last week, I have really been sort of studying it. I've heard about it. I know my mate's girlfriend played it, so that's the sort of people.
Does she normally play video games, or is she like one of those that plays like one game?
She plays quite a few, but I'll list a few that she likes to play. She plays Stardew Valley, Sims. What else did she play? A bit of Skyrim once. I see her playing, but yeah, it's very normal cutesy vid games. And
the Sims.
Yeah, it's a bloody good bit of fun, right up Salmon Street, I'd imagine. So yeah, I've heard about this, and it's very highly rated. There's a lot of people that always bang on about this Animal Crossing. So I thought, right, I'll have a look. I watched a bit of gameplay of that, and I was like, I could see like a 7-year-old girl playing. So I said to Sam, and I just wanted to know, because I know he's a Nintendo man and he loves his games.
Yeah.
I said to him, Sam, and I'm trying to get into this, mate, but it just looks like a sort of children's game. And I'll read his response. He said to me, and I quote, he said, Hey, I've lost it. There we go. He said, "Don't be a prat, mate. You're a fool to miss out on a game because of its art style. Anthem looked amazing. Now look at the state of that cunt." So, and that's
got a point.
Salmon, yeah. So I don't know. He swears by the Bible by this game. From what I looked, it looks like a chore simulator.
Yeah. Did you ever play the mobile New Leaf that came out?
No, I didn't know.
See, I did.
You did? What did you think of that?
It's one of those things that I could see that if I had more time on my hands and I didn't have anything, if I had nothing else to play, I could enjoy it.
Is it one of those games where they just keep sending you notifications going, get back to your house?
It was for a little bit, yeah. It kept saying you've got a new golden... I mean, because they'd mobilised it.
Right,
I think it was not as... Well, I hope they don't do that for this one, but I mean, there was obviously like monetisation going on. They was trying to encourage me to spend, but I enjoyed it for a few hours, and then I didn't go in for 2 days, and then once I don't go on a mobile game for 2 or 3 days, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that.
The one thing putting me off, and this is a completely random thing, but I'm just sitting there looking at that Switch.
Yep.
I can't be fucked to play the cunt.
No, I'm right there with you. I think mine's knocking 4 months. I ain't turned that bastard on.
Mine works.
Got 3 games or something sitting there. Yeah, mine could be dead, to be fair.
I've got games that I haven't played on it as well. I've got about 5 that I've not played, and I don't know. I just can't get motivated to play the bastard. I don't know what's going on. It's not like I've been playing a shitload lately.
No.
Over the festive period, a lot of drinking, but I don't know. There's something about that platform at the moment. It's not pulling me in, and that's strange because I think it's either last year or maybe the year before. We actually did a podcast about how impressed we were with the Switch and how we was playing it and all the little nindies that were coming out. And now,
that's what I was going to try and make it my sort of nindy machine.
Yeah.
And then last year, I think I ended up playing most of the nindies on my PC instead. So interesting, but. No, I think if I commuted, maybe if I was a London man.
Yeah. See, I was tempted to get a Switch Lite, and I thought that's because I don't want to take that thing in case I lose it because it feels like it's worth more, and it doesn't feel like it is a travel thing, but I don't know.
No.
And then 2, I thought the Switch Lite is designed to go on the move. If it's less expensive and I won't feel as bad if I drop it or something silly like that.
No, you still got one
detachable
as well.
Joy-Cons. Yeah, exactly. And I can just keep that one here to play on the telly. I think, to be honest, I'm just waiting for the 150 UK pound mark, and that's sort of what I've got in my head. And I've seen it close, but not to that point yet. So if I see that, I might just do that, and I'm hoping that will invigorate me to go, right, get on these commutes.
Yep.
And play it, but then podcasts are quite relaxing to have on those commutes, even if it's listening to myself. Therapeutic. So I don't know. Yeah, but it's a shame. I mean, I'll look into it because I actually bought one of those fucking what they call those tickets where you get 2 Nintendo Switch games for 70 quid.
That's right. Yeah.
That fucking runs out in 6 months. I've got to get rid of that.
Is it really? Crikey. So you got to buy 2 then, have you?
Well, to get the value out of it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Maybe you've got to do it at once. I've got 2 tickets. I can buy 1 game at a time. But if I don't spend one, I'll pay 70 quid for 1 game. Which would be a stinker.
That would be a stinker, especially if you're not playing.
Just sitting there rotting. I might just get fucking Luigi's Mansion, or I was thinking Fire Emblem actually, because Hall's been bigging it up.
Oh yeah.
Maybe give that a try. I don't know. It's all speculation with that Switch, and that's why Animal Crossing New Horizons is speculation.
I'm gonna have to watch and see the reviews, I think, and then make a reserved judgment. And see if I stick 40 subs on the bastard.
No. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, cool. Another one. I was playing that for. That was first up, I think, when it went out in March. Was that early March? Wasn't it?
Yeah, and then it got pushed up by about 4 weeks. So we got the 10th of April. So the week after Resident Evil 3.
So that better be a fucking 10-hour campaign.
Oh well, I think that's just enough for me in my head to just be able to commit to Resident Evil.
Yeah,
because I think I can just smash the shit out of that, get shot of it, and then look at Final Fantasy VII Remake. Have you played the original all the way through? You played it.
I haven't played it all the way. Last year, actually, I haven't played it the whole way through. I've played it up until the end of what this new remake's going to be. Slightly further. I think I stuck another couple of hours in after that. But
was that intentional? Or
that was intentional. Yeah,
okay, right.
I've completed it originally. I've completed it on the PlayStation when I was a wee boy. But I don't really have a vague memory. I remember there's about 8 discs in it or fucking something. Yeah.
It's been the one that fucked Biff over, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It's on the multiple discs, and the final disc didn't work when he didn't read on his PlayStation. And back then, there was no hope of getting exchanges or shit like that, so he never got to finish it. But now, well, he won't get to finish it with this one, because it's just part 1 of probably 3.
So that's what I've done. I found out that it was just the beginning part, which is set in the Midgard, I think, which is the area. So last year I played the original up until what will be perceived as at the ending of the first part.
Yes.
So we shall see. But yeah, I played this remake demo at EGX, and I was very impressed. Yeah. By far the best game I played there. It felt
bad out of 2 games, is it?
No, that's right. Yeah, that is true. Very polished. It was I just remember at the same time just thinking, if they can do this to this, they could do this to Metal Gear.
Don't. That's all I think about now. Is that getting revitalised, but it ain't gonna happen, is it?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Konami gone, nope. Why don't Sony just go, look, there's X million, we'll have it and we'll deal with it.
Yeah,
we'll be looking after that for you, thank you little bastards.
Yeah. Well, this thing business, does that concern you? I suppose you're not. Doesn't matter as you're not a hardcore fan, but this turn-based malarkey.
I'd rather it wasn't there, so I'm happy that this goes into the action base. And from the looks of it, I mean, they've done that really in-depth sort of developer preview at E3, didn't they? Where they went into and that I was sold on it almost. Then I was like, well, this looks great. This looks like it makes sense. Like you can slow it down still, and isn't there an option for turn-based?
I think there will be. System? I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen anything like it. Maybe that's why they're getting. So
those fucking baby in it. If that's there, don't be crying. It ain't worth.
No, I've got to say the combat I played, it was perfect for me, and it's definitely the way I prefer to play games in combat rather than fucking run up to an enemy and go, hold up, it's my turn first. Yeah, takes the immersion out for me, but yeah, no, fucking hype for it. Can't wait. Shame it got delayed, but it's only a couple of weeks, so...
Yeah, I would have preferred it to come out in March, because then it definitely clears room for Resident Evil 3, but as it stands, Resi 3 coming out, and unless that ends up being a sickener review-wise, it's surely on the block, and it's enough time to get through that, I think, I'm hoping. A game that's already out now on Paper's list, Dragon Ball Z... Cool. Kakarot. Now this is one that I'm not really in the Dragon Ball anime scene at all. Sort of wrestling now. That's sort of the US anime. You though, Dragon Ball Z fan.
Yep. I still haven't finished it, which is also another reason as to why I haven't purchased it today.
Right.
Because I think the game is essentially it's a role playing game, and you're just playing through the anime. So you'll play like it's literally from start to the end. It's like the 239 episodes or however many there are.
So perfect for me if I didn't want to watch it.
If you didn't want to watch it, play through it. But yeah, so I tend to don't really want to go through it because I'll sit there and think, well, I ain't watched it yet. And I like to always see the original first rather than go,
Yeah.
But this is one I did play at EGX last year. It felt okay for what it was. Yeah, it was one of those sort of games where it's one of those ones that you're not sitting there eagerly waiting it, but it's one of those. Yeah, I reckon I'll probably pick that up a couple of months down the line.
Yeah. Why not?
So yeah, they're normally pretty good pedigree games. We had a really good fighting game, the Dragon Ball Z Fighters, which sort of came out of nowhere really, and it sort of was like voted like the best fighting game in the last 10 years or whatever, something like that. It was stuck on Evo. So yeah, that was a really impressive game. And yeah, like I say, the old Dragon Ball Z fanboy it does get a lot of hype and a lot there. It has got a big fan base. So I can see it selling well. But yeah, they're just... Yeah, I think there's two. Although I'm also trying to clear my backlog this year, so that has... I sort of made a promise to myself to not buy as many games this year.
Okay, and this sounds like could be a long one.
Yeah,
as well.
Yes, yeah, I think if you're playing through the whole 239 episodes or something, you're doing every single big battle that happens in each fucking episode. See, like in the anime, there's like fights that last about 6 episodes long, just one fight. So yeah, so you playing through them and stuff. But yeah, it'd be interesting. I'd be interested to hear a review from like a real hardcore Dragon Ball Z fan, like a one that knows all the rich backstory and all that.
They'll love it, surely. I mean, the current sort of review standing for it is 77 on OpenCritic. It's not, as you mentioned off air, it's not. There's not been many people reviewed it because they couldn't get the code till a bit later. So I think, what did you say, 11 or so reviews?
Yeah, 11, I think.
So it could go up or down quite a bit depending on when the bulk of the next set of reviews come in. But that's not terrible. That's kind of where I thought it would land.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like a big undertaking. And obviously on a well-loved IP, so I think that anywhere sort of 75 and upwards was where I was expecting to land. For me, not going to get a sniff, but
would something like this, like what you just said earlier, but do you think that would interest you if you had like something like South Park as well? You've said that you haven't really watched much of that, but would like to, with the option of either sitting down and watching all 400 episodes or playing through it as a game.
Interest, yeah. I think in this situation, and there's what's the other one? That one with the weird Titans, those big.
Oh, Attack on Titan.
Because that's another one that's meant
games,
to be. Yeah, and that's meant to be sort of playing through the series of that as well.
Yes,
so that's a similar thing. I think for South Park, I'd watch it because I think there's just I can't. I know they've had the two recently pretty decently received ones.
Yeah,
the turn-based ones, but. I don't know. I feel like that's a better watching experience. But for those two, Attack on Titan and Dragon Ball Z, I'm never going to sit down and watch them in a month of Sundays. So the only way to consume it would be via a game.
Yeah.
And to be honest, they both. If I had nothing else to do, I'm sure eventually I'll give them a whirl because I've always looked into Dragon Ball Z and thought, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
And this gives you an opportunity to put people to perhaps do that. But that's where I'd stand on it. But I think at the moment. Ain't gonna get a sniffer in, unfortunately.
No.
Drop like a bad habit. Next, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Ooh.
I've not even played Blind Forest, so I mean, let's have to wait until that's. Have you done Blind Forest?
I started it on my Steam. I think one of Salmon's. I think it was, and I stuck about an hour in. I really liked it, but I think I started playing it just before Red Dead 2 came out. So played it, and then obviously it got binned. But yeah, I really liked what I played. It looked, and since then, it wasn't at the time I played it. At the time, I remember thinking this would be really good on Switch.
It's
that sort of colourful, bright what's it called, platforming game. Thought, oh yeah, that would be perfect. So I can play while I'm having a dump or something. So yeah, it is on there. But then when I sit there and I go, oh, it's about 18 quid on Switch, and I've got it for free on PC. Yeah. So that's the little thing. But yeah, it's one I've heard good things about it. Yeah, the art style was really cool, really nice looking game. But yeah, with this new one, I'm much like yourself. I wouldn't go gunning into the second one unless I've got that first one done.
I think for me, it's going to take a while for me to even sit down and play, the Blind Forest, and then never before Will of the Wisps comes out. So it's going to be one of those games that I probably will miss for another couple of years until I get into the mood.
It is a thing. It will be a Game Pass thing, won't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's all right. So yeah,
so it will be on there as well. I mean, it's there lurking, but I think for me, this year's out the question for Will of the Wisps.
Yeah.
Get a sudden surge to do it, so...
No, I don't know how long they are. Them sort of platformers don't seem to be much...
No, I know it's quite hard, this one, I've been told.
Oh, really?
Can get a bit tricky, and I think that may have been subconscious. I went, I don't fancy that.
Say, yeah, these fucking... I nearly snapped my fucking Switch in half playing that Shovel Knight with that platforming.
Fuck me, yeah.
You had to fucking turn that off. I think I'm on one of the... I think it's perceived as the hardest level. And
Is it DLC or just the base game?
No, just the base game. It's just I think it's almost halfway through. I forget what the number level it is, but it was ridiculous, and I nearly snapped my fucking Switch in half.
I really cost myself in that game at one point, because there's like 5 checkpoints throughout each level.
That's it, yeah. The bubble.
Look like little torches, they're not actually.
That's the one, yeah.
For some reason, I noticed you could hit them, so I jumped on top of it and started hitting it, like to see what would happen. And it smashed, and it gave me a load of gold. And I was like, "Oh, that's all right. I got gold off that." But what that does is that removes that checkpoint.
Oh,
so
shit!
I didn't get to the next checkpoint. I died, and then it took me back 2 checkpoints basically. And I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was a really tricky bit I'd done it on. I was like, "Why have I done that?"
Oh, that is a bastard. Yeah, that is. So I don't know if my patience and stress at the minute could deal with a fucking platformer.
That's the thing. It's more of a give it to Adcock and let him do it. He seems to fucking love it.
Did he complete that Celeste? He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he smashed that out. Cuphead as well.
Cool.
All failed on that, and Adcock picked up the slack. That's why he's first pick, boy.
That's it.
Those sort of games coming in. Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Ooh, controversial.
Looks interesting.
Yeah.
Turn-based. I'm going to play it till I've done the first 6.
No, exactly.
The 6 before it. I mean, this is like a reboot anyway, but I ain't touching this, to be honest. As much as I'd like to play it, I want to get through the main series. I've only done... what was that fucking prequel called?
Zero. Yeah.
You've done Kiwami and
Kiwami
Zero.
1 and 0. Yeah, played it in an odd format. I played Kiwami first. I played 1, then the prequel.
That's it.
You're going to be hearing this a lot in this pod. It's my fucking backlog. That is on the list this year to get done. Number 6. I've got the last one in the Kiryu saga.
Hang on, you've got to do 3, 4 and 5 now.
I know, they're fucking all out as well now. There's and that too, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The whole series is now playable on PlayStation 4.
Oh,
no excuses.
My old boots are all about 25 hours and more long. Yeah. That's just a story. Then you got fucking 78 hours of karaoke.
Property merchant. I was doing all sorts on Zero. Good lord.
Sitting there with fucking prostitutes.
Yeah, that can get quite fucking tricky in places when they start piling shit on chopping guns. It's like, fuck off. Some of those bosses, good lord.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I've been keeping an eye on this. I don't know if it hasn't got a UK release date yet, because it's only just come out in thing, hasn't it? It's Like a Dragon.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, it's coming out. It's been out in Japan recently, but it's got to be localized. No guarantees it will make it in time. But yeah,
I don't like what they've done with this thing. I don't like turn-based combat, and they've fucking chucked it in. I thought it was going to be like a separate mode, but it looks like it is just full combat.
Game. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure. Obviously, I haven't watched any of the story or anything, so I'm not sure about this new character. Looks a bit like Sideshow Bob. Or David Luiz.
David Luiz.
But yeah, like you say, I don't think this will get a sniff this year at all. Especially when them fuckers all in the way.
Oh yeah,
Bin it.
Ain't gonna help, is it? We've then got Axiom Verge 2. That ain't getting a sniff. Probably
I
score
wanted to
well.
play the first one. That was another one that was a Switch thing. I think I got it free on Epic or something.
Bloody hell! Well, I might have it on Epic. Actually.
Yeah, you have it on Epic.
Cash in on a few. I missed the one I wanted, Into the Breach.
Yes, so did I. Exactly.
They're doing it every fucking day, and you only got fucking 24 hours to get it. And I was like, no, missed it. So that's annoying. I was going to play it, but I wanted it.
No, that's right. Yeah. So what we took? Oh, Axiom Verge. Yeah, it was like made by like one person or something, wasn't it? I wonder if this new one is. He's gone, no, I ain't employing anyone.
Alan's got involved now.
He's gone right.
He started meddling. He wants his fucking money back as well. But not one I'm going to play, I don't think. Not going to go back and do the original. No. So Axiom Verge 2 will probably be missed in my eyes.
Carrion takes the title instead.
Well, that's the next game, Carrion.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah. That I've played a preview demo of, which I was reasonably impressed with. I enjoy the idea of it. It's a little bit of a pain to control the actual creature, because the idea is that you're the horror creature for once, killing people. So it's a little bit of a pain in the arse to manoeuvre the thing, like this big organism with tentacles and what looks like a blob of shit.
The Thing.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. But you couldn't like replicate people. Like you can't like body snatch them,
right?
Fucking kill them. You're basically like when they're like blobs of shit coming out. But I like the idea of it. It's one of those games that actually I would get probably just because of the concept of it, and even if it was a bit sloppy. And it's sitting on Paper's list, and I don't think it's going to score that well, but that's up to him to get rid of or keep. But one for me to look out for. Did you ever get the demo? Because I did.
I didn't know. You did let me know when it was, and I fucking puffed it and didn't.
Puffed out of it.
No. So yeah, I missed out on that. But yeah, I would have liked to play in that. Again, I probably would have thought I would have liked that on the Switch, but maybe a PC game. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have a look. Final one, and I don't think we've got any chat for this whatsoever. New World. Papers.
Oh, was this
MMO.
Papers thing? Yes. I've not even seen anything about it other than what Papers said.
Well, it's not to. It's just no interest.
Is there like a trailer or gameplay or screenshots or artwork?
I think he's been doing a lot of reading, that boy.
That's just a couple of notes.
Yeah, I think it's the Amazon game he was saying.
That's it. Yeah. Ricky won't let us play that.
Oh yeah,
Sweatshops.
It's meant to come out in May, but
well, this year, fucking
Set in the mid 1600s, players colonise a fictional land modelled after British America in the Atlantic Ocean. Players scavenge resources, craft items, and fight other players. Amazon has not announced what payment model the game will use. A closed beta will occur in April 2020 for players who have pre-ordered. Developed by Amazon Game Studios, Orange County, and published by Amazon Game Studios.
And this is their first ever.
Fuck me, it comes out on his birthday, 26th of May.
It's him who's running it.
I don't want that revealed, but it has been now. Yeah, so that's not going to get a sniff for me.
Have they ever done anything else, Amazon? Is this their first?
I think this is their first
ever.
Well, actually,
done any indies or something cool?
They were actually. This studio was merged from Double Helix Games.
Oh right, yeah, I've heard of them.
So they've done Silent Hill Homecoming,
right?
And then Kill It. Did they? I think they did that on a couple of platforms. I can't remember. They haven't done a lot, basically.
They haven't done a lot,
no.
Interesting, but yeah, don't really. It doesn't sound like my sort of game, so that will get a resounding bin it from me.
You're not interested. I'm going to quickly run over the 10 games again, and all I want from you is it a day one-er or not?
Yep.
Resident Evil 3.
Yes, D1.
Doom Eternal. That means no. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Final Fantasy
7 Remake.
7 Remake. 3 means.
It's Final Fantasy 7, isn't
it?
Oh,
sorry. I thought you said Resident Evil. I was sitting there thinking, can they remake it now? And it came out thinking, yes, day one. Sorry, I'm being an idiot.
Animal Crossing New Horizons. No.
It's either Doom or Thing. It's only one of them I'm going for, so undecided, I'm going to say.
Dragon Ball Z we've missed. It's gone.
It. Chucked
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Fucking bin it.
Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Fucking bin it
They're
till
all
later.
bin it, the rest of them, aren't they? Axiom Verge, Carry On, New World. They're all non-day oneers.
Oh, day oneers. New World, day one.
It's only a maximum of 3 day oneers if we include either Doom Eternal or Animal Crossing on Papers, Parappa the Rappers.
Yeah.
Will that be
enough?
A turning point in the Fantasy Gaming League? You'll have to find out as the year goes on.